video is on frequently asked questions on Form ITR 3. Form ITR 3 can be used by an individual or a Hindu undivided family who is having income under the head profits or gains of business or profession and who is not eligible to file Form ITR 1, Form ITR 2 or Form ITR 4. In order to file Form ITR 3, you should be a registered user on the e-filing portal with an active PAN. You must pre-validate a bank account and nominate it for refund. You may refer to the video My Bank Account to know more. You should have a valid mobile number linked with your Aadhaar, your bank account, or a valid digital signature certificate for e-verification. To know more, you may refer to the video How to E-Verify. You must have filed applicable statutory forms before filing Form ITR 3. Form ITR 3 can be filed in the online method on the e-filing portal or through offline utility. Let us first look at some of the key changes for assessment year 25-26 in Form ITR 3. The new tax regime is the default regime, but taxpayers can opt for the old tax regime by filing Form 10IEA before the due date of filing Return of Income. ITR 3 now asks for the confirmation for filing Form 10IEA in the previous assessment year and your tax regime choice. This is critical for persons reporting business income, as switching regimes is limited to once in a lifetime for those with business income. Form ITR 3 therefore asks the questions: have you exercised the option under Section 115 BAC of opting out of the new tax regime in Form 10 IEA in assessment year 24-25? If you choose yes, you are required to furnish the date of filing and acknowledgement number of Form 10 IEA for assessment year 24-25. The form further asks, do you wish to opt out of the new tax regime for the current assessment year? If you choose yes, you are required to give the date of filing of Form 10 IEA for assessment year 25-26 and the acknowledgement number of Form 10 IEA for assessment year 25-26. Another change is in Schedule CG, that is Scheduled Capital Gains. It now asks to apportion capital gains depending on whether it occurred before or after 23rd July 2024. The reason is that Finance Act 2024 added a new regime of taxation for long-term capital gains. In the deduction schedules, you are required to provide additional details under sections 80C, 80D, 80DD, 80E, 80EE, 80EA, 80EB, and 80U. You are now required to furnish details in respective deductions. Similarly, while claiming the deduction in respect of interest on loan taken under Section 80EA, 80EB, 80E or 80EE, you are required to give the details of the name of the bank or institution from which the loan is taken, loan account number, date of sanction of loan, total amount of loan outstanding at the end of financial year, and then you can claim the interest under the respective sections. Please note, default regime is the new tax regime. If you have not opted for the old tax regime, only deductions under Section 80CCD2, that is Employer's Contribution to Tier 1 NPS account, and Section 80CCH, that is amount deposited in the Agniveer Corpus Fund, will be enabled. It is also to be noted that for assessment year 25-26, the limit of reporting assets and liabilities in Schedule AL has been increased from Rs 50 lakhs to Rs 1 crore. This will lighten the compliance burden for middle-income taxpayers with business income. For reporting income from house property, additional disclosure is required for claiming interest on borrowed capital under Section 24B. The taxpayers are now required to mention the loan account number, name of the bank, date of sanction of loan, and the total amount of loan, etc. In order to claim the benefit of house rent allowance in the old tax regime, the taxpayers are required to furnish the details like the place of work, that is whether it is a metro city or a non-metro city, actual HRA received, and the actual rent paid details, etc. In the TDS section, the taxpayers are now required to mention the section code for which TDS was deducted, like Section 194A for interest, 194C for payment to contractors. This will match income tax return with Form 26AS for reconciliation. Let us now check the statutory forms applicable for Form ITR 3. From 3CB/CD is applicable in respect of a taxpayer carrying on business or profession but who is not required to get accounts audited under any other law. A proprietorship entity or a partnership firm having a turnover of more than Rs 1 crore and not opting for presumptive scheme is required to furnish report of audit of the accounts under Section 44AB in Form 3CB along with the required particulars in Form 3CD. Please note, if cash transactions do not exceed 5% of total transactions, that is cash receipts or payments, does not exceed 5% of the total receipts or payments, the limit of tax audit has been increased to rupees 10 crores. Also, please note, a taxpayer is required to obtain the audit report on or before 30th September or the extended due date of the relevant assessment year. Form 10IEA is a declaration made by a taxpayer for opting out or for re-opting in the new tax regime. Individuals or HUFs with business or professional income must submit Form 10IEA if they wish to switch the tax regime. Only those who file ITR 3 and ITR 4 are required to submit Form 10IEA. Individuals or HUFs filing their returns in Form ITR 1 or ITR 2 are not required to submit Form 10IEA. After submitting Form 10IEA, a 15-digit acknowledgement number will be generated. Taxpayers cannot proceed with their income tax return filing without mentioning the date of filing and 15-digit acknowledgement number of Form 10IEA in case of business or profession income. Please note, Form 10IEA is required to be furnished before the due date of filing income tax return. If a taxpayer is claiming the deduction under Section 80U or 80DD in the old tax regime, filing of Form 10IA is mandatory. After submitting Form 10IA, acknowledgement number will be generated. Taxpayers must enter acknowledgement number of Form 10IA for claiming deduction under Section 80U and 80DD. Please note, Form 10IA is required to be furnished before filing of income tax return. Form 10CCD is a certificate required to be furnished by an individual resident in India who is an author, including a joint or co-author, and is claiming a deduction under Section 80QQB. This certificate is duly verified by a person responsible for paying such income. Form 10CCD is also required to be furnished electronically on or before the filing of income tax return. Form 10CCE is a certificate required to be furnished by an individual resident in India who is a patentee receiving royalty income in respect of a patent registered on or after 1st April 2003 under the Patents Act 1970 and who claims a deduction under Section 80RRB. Form 10CCE is required to be furnished on or before filing of income tax return. Form 10BA is required to be filed by an individual who wants to claim the deduction for the rent paid for rental property under Section 80GG. This section provides relief for individuals who do not receive a house rent allowance. Self-employed individuals and Hindu undivided families can claim deduction under Section 80GG by filing Form 10BA. Form 10BA has to be filed on or before the filing of income tax return. Form 10DA is a mandatory form to be filed for claiming a deduction under Section 80JJAA. Section 80JJAA of the Income Tax Act deals with tax deductions on profits and gains from business. This section allows a deduction of 30% on additional employee cost for 3 consecutive assessment years. For claiming the deduction under Section 80JJAA, you need to file income tax return within the due date and submit a CA report in Form 10DA. Your business should not be acquired from any other person and it should not be a result of business reorganization. You should not form a business by splitting up or reconstructing any other existing business. However, if you have re-established, revived or reconstructed the business, you can claim this deduction. You should not form a business by splitting up or reconstructing any other existing business. Please note, due date for filing Form 10DA is on or before the due date of filing income tax return. Form 29C is required to be filed by all taxpayers to whom AMT provisions are applicable. This is a report from Chartered Accountant certifying that adjusted total income and AMT have been computed as per the provisions of Income Tax Act. Taxpayers are required to furnish Form 29C on or before the due date of filing income tax return. Let us now look at some of the frequently raised grievances by the taxpayers regarding Form ITR 3 and their resolutions. Taxpayers have reported that they are getting an error that exemption under Section 10 subsection 10 for gratuity shall not exceed income offered under the head salary under subhead gratuity receipt and cannot exceed rupees 20 lakhs. Please note, taxpayers should ensure that breakup of gratuity income is added under scheduled salary after adding the gratuity drop-down under salary chargeable under section 17 subsection 1 for claiming the gratuity allowance, and the taxpayers can then file the return using latest offline utility or through online mode. Some of the taxpayers have reported that they are getting an error. In Schedule CG, the breakup of all the quarters is not equal to value of Schedule BFLA. Taxpayers are required to add the breakup value of capital gain income under Table F in Schedule CG, which should match with the net income remaining in Schedule BFLA, and then retry filing the income tax return. Some taxpayers have reported that income details for the selected business code under Section 44AD is required to be entered while filing income tax return. Please note, you are required to save the data after adding the business income details under Schedule BP, and then you can save the schedule and retry filing your income tax return. If the return for the previous year was filed after due date, then some taxpayers have questioned that whether brought forward losses from those years can be adjusted from the current year income. Please note, if the return for any year was filed after due date, then the loss is not allowed to be carried forward from that year to the next year. Hence, the same is not allowed to be adjusted. However, you can still adjust the losses from house property, unabsorbed depreciation, and allowance under Section 35, subsection 4, even if the return for the previous year was filed after the due date. Some taxpayers have questioned how to disclose dividend income under Section 222 Clause E. Please note, details of dividend income received under Section 222 Clause E within the financial year is required to be disclosed in Clause 36A of Form 3CD. Further, the same needs to be offered in Schedule OS of the income tax return at the appropriate place. A frequently asked question is, what is the due date to file Form ITR 3? Please note, the due date of filing Form ITR 3 for assessment year 25-26 is 31st July 2025, extended up to 16th September 2025 for individuals not subjected to audit. However, if your books of accounts need to be audited under the Income Tax Act, the due date of filing income tax return is 31st October or the extended due date. Some taxpayers have questioned, is it required to file return within due date to claim Part C deductions and deduction under Section 10AA? Yes, it is required to file the return within due date or extended due date as per Section 139, subsection 1 to claim Part C deductions and deduction under Section 10AA. However, this restriction is not there for claiming deduction under Section 80JJAA. Is Form 10IEA mandatory for opting out of the new tax regime? Yes, if the taxpayer has business or profession income, Form 10IEA is required to be filed before the due date. Some of the taxpayers have also questioned how to claim deduction and avoid adjustment under Section 80JJAA. You are required to file Form 10DA within the time allowed to claim the deduction. The amount of deduction claimed in return should not be more than the deduction mentioned in the form. Any difference may result in adjustment through restriction of claim for the said section. It is once again advised that you choose a right tax regime. Choosing between old and the new tax regime is a strategic decision. Taxpayers opting out of the new regime can revert only once in the lifetime for those having business income. A detailed computation of tax liability under both the regimes is highly advisable before the final submission of income tax return. Filing of ITR 3 is very easy. To know more, you may visit our website www.incometax.gov.in or contact our helpline numbers.